20 episodes into the DLC, and it's finally time for us to start our first questline. A couple of important things from more. First up, make sure before you do this, you have started Tholia's questline. So you should speak to both of them, and basically when you come back to more, he should give you some medicine. Go and give that to Tholia, and that'll make sure that his questline is safe, which will mean that we can continue this questline without too much trouble. Once we've gotten to this point, the most important thing that we need to do next is go and get the 4th Forager cookbook. This is going to get us a reward. It's up on this cliff somewhere. We'll go and do that in a second. And as an aside to that, we will go and get the rest of the Forager cookbooks in this video as well. So we've spoken to him now. I've already got Tholia all sorted out. So we're going to move on to the High Cross Road. And then we'll ride on over towards the cathedral. You can see where my line is just there. I'll keep the whole thing in because this is a part of my walkthrough series. So if you want to speed up us moving around, you can go ahead and do that. But I need to make sure that we get everything for this quest. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're also going to choose the early finish for this quest. So we're going to have choice of 2 responses when we get to a certain point with him. And we're going to pick the one that makes it so that he basically gives us his armor set early and means that we won't have to fight him in battle later on. Once we get over here, we'll see that we've got one of these dudes over here. I can't believe I'm going to suggest that we're going to heal this guy, but that is the quest. The lurks worked when he decides that he's okay now. And then we want to quit out and re-enter the game. Once that's done, we'll find that we have Forager Cookbook 4, and this dude's all very excited apparently. And that'll mean that now when we go back to more, we will also get Forager Cookbook 7.
Oh, this the Forager brew give that.
So you might have seen there, we pressed talk to more. I don't know if you guys need me to be so specific that you need me to say that. But in any case, now we're going to go on a little bit of a journey just to make sure that we've got all of the Forager cookbooks, as I said before. So some of these will be checks, some of these are just things that are left. But anyways, we're going to head south of the pool that we can see in the water right here, which is just to the side of Prospect Town. The first one. So we fast traveled over, we're just going to move on down to the south. Obviously, if you guys want to be taking out enemies along the way, feel free to do so. At this point in the game, you should be more than strong enough to take these out in a couple of missiles. He's going to give us one, provided you haven't already got it from him. The next one is close to Ensis, so if you have the Ruined Forge Starfall Fast Travel, that's what we're going to use for this. Stick yourself a marker just here. Should have seen this one pretty recently in the series. Once we're outside the forge, we can just head on over. This one's pretty easy to see. You see it as you're going through Castle Ensis if you're paying attention. So go ahead and speak to this guy. He's going to give you another one of the cookbooks. The next one is on this brown patch here, which is kind of just north of the Cerulean coast. So I'm pretty sure it's about here-ish. I'm going to travel to Cerulean coast and then head north. Head on out over this way. Again, we'll keep the full video in. I'm sure some people won't like it, but it's just how it has to be. It's also close to where the lightning perfume bottle is. I'm pretty sure we already got that though. I can't remember which ones we got of these as we were passing through the areas. So I just want to make sure we have them all. Probably should be a little careful about all the lightning sheep, but here we are. We'll talk to this guy. He's going to give us number 3. For the next one, we should also be able to get to that one pretty quickly as well. You just need to come to the Ancient Ruins base. If you haven't been down here yet, the alternative would be to hit North Ruins. Come on to this pool here where there's a cave. Head on through the cave, and that'll bring you out to this poisony looking swamp here. There are a lot of death birds here, so just bear that in mind as you're coming over. So, into the cave full of death birds. I do recommend making sure you take out some of these death birds, because some of them have range and a lot of attacks, and some of them are actually going to be overlooking the direction that we want to go in. So, out of all of them, this one's probably the most dangerous. I'm just going to blast my way across. Just keep on this left side, and we shouldn't have too many of them coming close to us. This group often attacks me, so. So they kind of all like want to come as a group, so you got to be careful, especially these ones. Shows the third, yeah, there it is. It's like they're waiting for us to go over. Look, you can see where he is. That's going to be our next one right here. And then the final one, we're actually going to have to break the rune. So this is spoilery right now. This is where everything's all going to start changing. So make sure you're pretty happy with where you're at, because this is going to start a lot of quest lines. Directly after this, we're going to be doing Tolia's quest, because that'll be available after this. So again, make sure you have fed Tolia as medicine from more, because otherwise there's going to be no going back, okay? I'm pretty sure that's the only other one we can miss. I have had a little bit of a check. Hopefully, I haven't made any mistakes. So we're going to pass through Bonnie Village. I suppose it should be detailed here as well. If you guys haven't been here before, this is also pretty well hidden. Back to Morth Ruins. There's like a hole. See this kind of end eastern red building right here? There's a hole about here. Go through the hole. That'll bring you out exactly where we are now, Bonnie Village. And then we're going to head across both of these bridges to a Grace. And then we're heading all the way north to the next Grace. And then from there, I'll be detailing where the last and final Forager's Cookbook is. I want to be pretty quick about this as we go through. You guys should clear all this out again, even if you're following the walkthrough. This is just too good of a nice little area to go ahead and grab some extra runage as you're passing through. I'm just going to cross the bridge. We will also have to go past a furnace golem as well. It's an armored one. And for the walkthrough, we'll probably take both of the ones out pretty soon, because we should have enough visitors. Although I still haven't spoken about Embers of Messme yet. Which it's an easy collectible to fight. It's not difficult to get, but I have to point them out specifically. Alright, take a quick rest here. If you're nervous, here is a good place to upload yourself a copy of your save file. As soon as you start going up those trees there, we are going to break a rune. Nothing's going to happen, and all of the NPCs are going to start their quest lines, okay? So we want to come on up this way. We already have the reward from more, so we're pretty safe with that. And we're going to choose not to do any resting at any signs of grace. We don't really want too much resetting going off. I'm just going to follow this road up. There's loot along here, but I'll clear this out better later on. There's a bell bearing for more loot from all the shops. We got this guy as well we can take on. As you might imagine, the spirit spring there is how we do that. So terrifying when you look back at that. We're just following the road. There's really nothing too crazy about this. We'll sort that out in a bit as well. Might as well tag this. This will make things easier for us later on. There is, in fact, quite a lot of quest lines we can get sorted here. So we've got one we can start there, but we're going to do that as its own full episode. So we've got things to clear out before we can do that. We're continuing up, and we want to get to... this point on the map. Now, we are going to have to jump on top of the tunnel. So just bear that in mind as we're coming up here. So we're just going to come to the side. It's a grave. Must be like some free loot. Why not? That's going to give us all of the forager cookbooks. Nice little collection. If I was going to put trophies in the game, I think that should be one of them. Either way, with all of that done now, we want to go and see more over at the main gate cross. And you have a bit of a decision to make, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to talk to him. I'm obviously not going to listen to all of his dialogue, we're going to go through that. So we're going to talk to more, and we want to do the stay sorrowful forever response. Here we go, remain sad forever.
Sad.
And basically, that is going to prevent us having to fight him later at the end of the game. When we rest now, we should see that he moves on. Let's make sure we do all of his dialogue.
Goodbye.
Once we've done that, we want to speak to the rest of the NPCs, which I'm going to do now. So what we're going to do now to progress everybody's quest lines is make sure we exhaust everybody's dialogue as per usual. The only other one that I really think we need a choice on is leaders. So make sure we talk to Redmane Freya.
Tell her that don't worry, the guidance is only...
And this should progress Ansbach and Freya to go to the Shadow Keep. And then we can go to the other NPCs over this way. Where we can speak to Hornsint. And here, like, all of these different interactions basically affect like a final cool fight between all of the NPCs. But we're going to choose the one that kind of makes it easiest and gives us the most rewards. So that's kind of how we're going here. When it comes to leader, we are going to suggest nothing. That's going to default her into going after Hornsint, but we kind of prevent that by using him in a boss battle later on. So that's going to be the plan between those two. And I'm going to leave Theolia for the next episode so they can do that as his own video, which leaves us with one last bit for this video, and that is to go back to where we found the original forager that we went to first. It gave us the forager cookbook number 4. I'm going to head straight up here to the north. We can skip this because we have already been across this land in this video. And once we get over here, we're going to find that we have Moore's armor set. It's not a bad armor set, especially if you like the heavy stuff. And that's going to close the video out for us. I'll catch you guys next time when we're going to be dealing with Theolia.